Hi, good morning, everyone. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I've been having a bit of problem with my microphone, so God knows what happened. Anyway, before I get started, come, Papa. You want one? Come say hi to everybody. Can you see him? This is Wednesday. Lady Di, Lady Diana. Come on, baby. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Oh, I don't know if you can see them there. They're laid on the couch in the back. Anyway, seriously, I don't even know really where to start. But let me say hi to the chat. I'm sorry, I'm still over there on the other side. And mods today, could you please, watch for any nastiness and craziness? Because I seriously do not look at the chat when I'm talking, and I don't go back later. I can't be asked. But if you see anything, out the way, please, remove it. If please. Anyway, so can everybody hear me now? Somebody give me a 1. I'm assuming you can all hear me. Okay, so I didn't honestly know where to start with this, but I think I'll start with Mark. Now, it was said, oh, he was such a good friend and, you went after him because of this and that. No, I'm going to explain again what happened with Mark. Now, in the very beginning, before he even started his channel, he was emailing me. He would email me at random, asking me what I thought were quite personal questions, things like, how much did you make from the book? And, he was always polite. I mean, it wasn't that he wasn't, but I thought they were kind of probing questions. And I was always kind of not offish with him, but, I was vague. I would be vague. Anyway, when he started his channel, I started watching him. At first, it sounded to me, and I don't know what you all thought, but that ever watched him, but it sounded to me like he was more swayed to the FBS side. Sorry, mainly because he would say how good he is at making money. He's smart, la 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 la. So I figured, oh, he's more in that camp, and then that changed, and I don't know for what reason or whatever, but then it kind of, to me, it appeared to be kind of like an obsession. But, it is what it is. So I went on his show a few times and whatever, and, I actually trusted him. And I think he had emailed me one time and asked me what the situation was as far as court. And by then it was in the newspaper, and I sent him the clip because I did trust him. And actually, my thoughts in doing that were, when it was all said and done, I would let him do it on his show and tell everybody. You know what I mean? That'll give him a few more views and subs, whatever. And that's what I was thinking. It didn't matter if it was on mine or not. Anyway, let me just say hi to everyone. Buffalo Billy, Aegon, Tarragon, how are you? Hey, Grumpy Italian. Thank you so much, by the way, Grumpy Italian. You've really been having my back, and I really appreciate it. Hi, Sly, Yankees for Life, Bambi, Paul C, Mustang Mike, DJ Mandingo. Anyway, so where was I? So what happened is, he asked me at the time, he said, can I put this up? And I said, well, no, I'd rather you didn't right now. When everything's kind of said and done, I'll let you have it and you can, do a show about it, because I thought it would make a good show for him. And that's the honest truth. Anyway, so Mobrats 1 ends up putting it up, and in my opinion, he lied about it. He did put it up first, and then Lying Informants put it up next. But the difference was, what Mobrats 1 put up was what the paper sent me. That was my copy to show what was going in there. What Lying Informants did, when he saw that, he went to the actual newspaper and put up the actual newspaper clipping, right? So, yeah, I was annoyed about it. And let me tell you why. And it said, oh, because she didn't want me to know the court date and la, la, la. Let me explain to you what happened there, right? And I've said it before. This is the 5th court date. This is not one court date. This newspaper one was court date number 5, okay? Now, the other 4, the sheriffs went out there. I had process servers go out there, and we all know what happened there. He was hiding and getting on his scooter and, doing whatever. He was avoiding them at all costs. And so when I finally went back to court, I think the judge had had enough, and he said, I'll tell you what, he said, put it in the, well, he looked up the statutes and he said, go ahead, put it in the newspaper and I'll take that as service, right? Now, he didn't have to do that. Other people had been there. One woman I was sitting next to, she'd been there like 8 times because, that those people were dodging. So, had service been accepted, then the court date would have been known. Not only that, if you go to my community page, I believe I put several of them up with the date. And not only that, when Mob Rats 1 put that up and Line Informants put the actual newspaper clipping up, it said the date, the time, and where. So that was seen about a week and a half before the actual court date. So to say, oh, I didn't know, and I blah, 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 and, she's trying to hide it, and it was right there for everybody to see. Everybody knew the court date. It was right there, And my thing is, it wasn't, I'm not, at the end of the day, that's why it's in the newspaper, so that, they can be notified because they were dodging service. And the thing about it is, it's not my responsibility or Mark's actually, or Mob Rats 1 to have to tell people when they're supposed to go to court. If you accepted service in the first place, you would have seen it. You know what I'm saying? So it isn't that anybody's hiding and all of that. No. You should have accepted service in the first place. All right, it was in the newspaper. They put it up. It's no big deal. At the end of the day, that's what it's there for. And I was mad about it at first because I trusted Mark. But at the end of the day, after he did that, no more. And here's the thing, when you listen to him, he confuses me. He totally confuses me. 1 minute he likes you, then he doesn't. Yeah, so-and-so, I really love so-and-so, but, he'll say something derogatory about everybody. That's how I feel about it. And he's called me names, called me a drunk, called me this, called me that. There are 2 people on here that I trust implicitly that know certain circumstances. And I said to them, should I put that up just to blow that whole theory out of the water? And they said, no, why should you? And they're right. I'm not going to. Maybe, it might come up another time when I feel like talking about it, but I really don't right now. But, don't prejudge is what I'm saying. He totally prejudged me. He was, calling me after the, I got annoyed and I did a live and I said I wasn't happy with what he did. Then what did he do? Post after post after post. I'm a bitch. I'm drunk. I'm crazy. La, 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 la. This is coming from a man that has had an extreme drug problem that he's told everybody about. But I would never have used that against him. And I still won't. So don't judge other people. People in glass houses really shouldn't throw stones. And especially when you're totally wrong about the other night, totally wrong. And there are 2 people on here that know. And, you know, that's a whole nother matter. I don't have to give my whole crap up here. I really don't. Anyway, so here's the thing. Let me say hey. Hey, Mob Rats, Exposed, Riddick, Jamie Jameson, Dell, how are you? Heather Diane. I'll come to the chat in just a few minutes. I need to pull it up on YouTube, actually. I'm looking at StreamYards. So mods, please, if anyone's in there acting the fool, you know, please sort it out. Now then, yeah, like I was saying, it's not for me. It's not my responsibility to let someone know when the court date is. It is as far as service and stuff like that. But other than that, no. Anyway, so here's the thing. So I keep hearing, she put DJ No Nevermind on and Grumpy Italian and blah, blah, blah. And you did this to this one, did that to that one. Let me explain something to the cretins, actually. You know, this is YouTube. We're YouTubers, really, you know, if you can call it that. I don't know what to call it at the moment, but, you know, we're YouTubers. So in the beginning, yeah, everyone was going at each other, but we also used to laugh a lot about stuff. That's gone out the window now. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. The two things are separate. For example, there is not one video of me threatening that person, sexually harassing that person, threatening physical violence, talking about that person's private parts, which was done just yesterday, by the way, or the day before, I can't remember the clips there. They're two entirely different things. And as I said from the very, very beginning, calling names and whatever is one thing. I'm not so bothered with that. I'm not concerned with that. This really started because my social security number was put up. And then it went even worse than that. The phone calls, the sexual innuendos, the physical threats. See, remember when I called that day? I really had hoped there would have been a resolution. There clearly, you know, obviously it didn't go that way, you know, but what wasn't played to you was when I was bribed. He wanted to give me money for, I can't remember whose information now, either DJ or Grumpy, one of them. And, you know, 3 nights at the Hard Rock, the usual spiel, right? He threatened me. He said, don't think you're untouchable just because you're not in this state. Don't think, you know, we know where you live, that type of thing. I don't recall him playing that. Do you? You know. Anyway, he never played the whole thing in its entirety. And, you know, and that's what I'm talking about. So name calling and one thing is two different things. We're YouTubers. The way this genre is, people were going at each other. They would put people up. They put, you know, that's just the way that went. But that has nothing to do. One is civil, like the social, for example, the social security number situation is a civil matter. That's being taken care of separately. Okay? Physical threats, sexual innuendo and sexual harassment, actually, threatening to come to my house, all of that stuff is criminal. That is what this order is about. Understand that. You know, so either way, you know, let the chips fall where they may. Let them fall where they may. You know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I just want to make that very clear. And if you remember, when the order was granted, and I think Grumpy did a video on it, I did a video on it, and what was said, if you all remember what was said, there's no court case. I called down there. They hadn't even heard of me. There's nothing on there. No, nothing. And I put it up. We didn't hear any more about that, by the way, did we? You know, so there goes that. Anyway, I wrote a couple of things down so I don't forget. Okay, so you know, it seems like I'm getting bashed left and right, and that's what he wants. You know, that's what he wants. It's another form of harassment. He was telling people, impeach, made a good video about her. Everybody go look at that is what this order is about. You cannot get people to contact me. You cannot incite people to come after me. And you're doing it live. Get a clue. You asked me to reach out to you. You are not allowed to do that. No way. You're asking Mark to reach out to me for you. You're not allowed to do that. It says it in the order. So this order, you know, in the very beginning, the order was broken in the very beginning. And I know people were disappointed that I didn't go run into court right away. You know, I know they were. But, you know, it's just gone further and further and further and further. So, you know, let the chips fall where they may, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, so next thing up, Bambi, right? So it was said on there that I know that Bambi is mentally ill, and that I'm encouraged her to go and do the flyer thing with Jules, and that I'm encouraging her to go after people on here. Now, that is 100% not true. When Bambi did those flyers, I didn't even know Bambi. I hadn't been on a show. She hadn't been on mine. Mentally ill? What do you mean she's mentally ill? I mean, I've heard her say since that she suffers with bipolar, and that she takes medication for it. But other than that, have you met Bambi? Does Bambi appear to you like someone hey, Bambi, go do this, go do that? Does she seem that type of person to you? Not only that, I said at the time, what I said about the flyers at the time was, you know, I wouldn't have time in the day for it. But the fact that she did it, good on her. Yeah. Because you want to know who's living next door. You know, I want to know the psychopath, pedophile, sex trafficker, if they're in my vicinity. Totally. Yeah. You know, so, yeah, good on her. You know, is it something I would have done personally? No. Did I know about it? Did I put her up to it? No, that's ridiculous. And her fights with people on here are not my fights. I don't know these people. I don't know what they're fighting about. I don't know what the problem is with her and Jules. I'm guessing it was from the women's community or something. I don't know. We don't talk on the phone. So I've, you know, and when I've had her on, I've never asked her. I didn't, you know, I don't know what they're fighting about. I don't. You know, my issues with Jules are probably not the same as hers. I don't know what hers are, you know, and I don't know even if she was in the women's community or whatever. So I really don't know. But what I do know is I like her. Now, I was on her show the other day, and I guess Angel was upset that I didn't. Here's the thing, you know, I know people always say I didn't see the show. I really did not. I didn't. I was told, I think, a day or so later, and they said basically, I think she was upset that I sat there while Bambi said whatever about her. But, you know, here's the thing. It's Bambi's show, number one. Two, Bambi did say well, they bum rushed his show, la 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 la. I said, well, no, I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel that I was bum rushed or nothing like that. Whatever else she had to say, it's her show, you know. Yeah, I suppose I could jump off or whatever, but I can name many situations, even, you know, more recently, where that guy came on the show while I was there. And even though, you know, legalities were going on, and I jumped off, and he started trying to ramble about me. And Angel did say to him, you know, don't talk about her in a bad way or whatever. But what happened is he continued on to talk about me in a bad way, and nothing was said. He wasn't kicked off. He wasn't, you know, nothing happened. So it goes both ways. You know, we're not always in control of what people say. You know, they're allowed to have their opinion. He can have his opinion on me. He can say it on your show, you know, and there's been times when, you know, you've gone on people's shows and you've been on his, you know, it's constantly bashing me, you know. Am I mad at her for that? No. You know, I think people can go where they like. You know, it's a separate thing. It's hard to navigate sometimes. You know, you can be on a show. And like I said in my last live, you know, when I kind of had a little spat with Chicky, when I thought about what he said, he was right. He was right, you know. But he's been on shows too where they've bashed me. He didn't jump off, you know, and that's what it is. You know, you've got to have a thick skin on here. You really do. You know, I'm not going to get bent out of shape over every bad thing said about me, or I'd be crazy all day, wouldn't I? You know, that's not what it is. But I'm not going to be, you know, set upon because of it. You know what I mean? I happen to be there. I forget what Bambi even said, that she didn't care about the name or something like that. But, you know, that's her opinion. You know, when she asked me directly, did I think I was bum rushed? No, not at all. No, they were welcome on because I was talking about that. And I think that part of it was okay. You know, what I didn't know was that Bambi had got into an argument over something else, I guess. And I don't even know what it was. I guess she was in a chat or something and said something about the three of them, or I'm not sure. But when it, you know, it went left really right there because I had no idea about that. You know, I really didn't, because I would have said, Bambi, do you mind? You know, if I'd have known there'd been some type of animosity, I would have asked her. I wouldn't have just done that. In any event, I like Bambi. She's very smart. She's crazy. You're a crazy bitch, Bambi. But she's very smart. She is, when you listen to her about certain things. You know, she seems to know what she's talking about, certain things. Now, you know, her opinion of Angel and them, that's not my opinion. It's not. You know, I don't agree with her on that. And I don't agree, you know, with a lot of people. I never always agreed with Mark. In fact, I totally disagreed with him a lot of time. But I would never berate him because I disagree with him the way he did me. So if that's supposed to be, a great friend like they're saying, I don't consider that a friend at all, you know. Anyway, so let's get to NB. Now, I think it was yesterday, Buffalo Billy or somebody was saying something. God knows, I don't know. Here's the thing. When I did my show last week, I had not heard from NB for months. I'd not spoken to her. I didn't see her online. I really didn't. So I was really surprised when she came on, to be honest. You know, I hadn't seen her at all. Oh, I'd seen like little posts here and there, but, you know, that was really about it. And I had not spoken to her for months. So, you know, we had a falling out. And so when she came on, like I said, I thought it was to address what was being said about her. And she's got the right to do that. And, you know, I mean, later it got worse, yes, but you know, I wasn't expecting any of that. And like I said, I didn't see that show till the next morning, and I did feel bad for her. I'm sorry, I did. Now I know she's done a lot of shit to a lot of people on here. According to the women community, a lot of women have been coming out and saying this, that, and the third, um, calling CPS, stuff like that. Now, it was said that she had called an insurance company to cancel a young kid's insurance, and the kid was battling cancer. Well, you know that's not true. That is not true, because I remember that guy. I forget his name. What it was, there was, when people first were talking about Discord, I had no clue what the hell that was, what it meant. So they said, well, go look, you have to download the app. And I went in there and I ended up in this chat room, and the guy's name was Gandalf. And he basically, actually, he was quite funny. I quite liked him. But he was battling this guy, him and a few other people. I don't think MB, I don't recall hearing MB's name or any of that. Anyway, they were going back and forth, back and forth. And so that's how, so this guy has a channel. So I thought, well, let me have a look at him. Now, he was in New York, I believe, and seemed like a decent guy. And he was up there and he was telling the story of, what happened. And as far as I understood, it was Gandalf, this Gandalf fella, and some of his minions that tried to call the insurance company. They tried, but it didn't actually get cancelled. Something to that effect. But that really had nothing to do with MB, and I remember that distinctly. I remember that clearly because I remember this being said before. But as far as the CPS being called and stuff like that, I wouldn't know. I don't know what happened in the women community. I don't. And I wasn't interested in it. And I'm not interested in it. I'm not trying to be on here fighting with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. I've one focus right now. Well, I have two, the book and other matters, but that's it. I'm not trying to get in fights with every freaking body on here. We've been doing that quite long enough. And, so I know that. Now, when she came on my show, we talked in front of everyone about what was wrong. Am I mad at her now? No. Will I be mad at her next week? I don't know. Who the hell knows? I don't know. But no, we talked about what was wrong like adults. And that's it. So, if people are mad at me because I felt bad about what happened on Angel's show, I did feel bad. And, and I said why. It was just that maybe it would have been better, if one at a time had talked to her, but everyone was screaming at her and it was all about different things. So it was confusing as well, because when she was trying to answer one thing, it would be something else. But, I'm not going to lie. Like I said, I was losing the will to live when she was looking for the whatever the hell it was she was looking for, and the phone wouldn't charge. I was losing the will to live at that point. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm not just going to take being bashed lying down over lies and bullshit. I'm just not. There was plenty of time for that person to get to court, know the court date, right? It was up. I think it's still up now. Go look at Line Informants and I forget the name of the channel. Line Informants and something. It's still up, and he took it out of the newspaper, and it says the time, the date, and where. So, and that was a week and a half before I even went. So there was plenty of time to respond. Not only that, I'm going to tell you. My process servers, I got 8 serves. I paid for 8 serves. The sheriffs go twice. So how many is that? Somebody do the math. And FBS said on his show, they had a conversation. He was saying, yeah, man, I'm hiding and la da 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 da. So, come on with that, Anyway, so this kind of brings me to, and this is complete. Well, let me go to the chat a little bit. Let me pull this up. I'll answer some questions. Hang on, let me get to YouTube's. Okay, hold on 1 minute. Let me mute it. Oh shit. Okay. So here I am. Hey, Maddie. Okay, let me pull up some comments. Richie Aprilli, I'm driving to. I'll teach you some tricks. Hi, Richie Aprilli. Hey, my brat's exposed. Paul C. Hi, Paul C. Oh, here we go. Oh, hi, Egon. And hey, C, how are you? Long time. Where you been? Josie, is there angel goddy bashing going on in here? Not as far as I know, down Nick. And it's the honest truth. I wasn't looking at the chat last week. I was told later that people were in there, whatever. But the mods, that's what the mods are for. That if they see that, nobody wants that in their chat. I apologize for that, Angel. Let's see. Riddick. Yes, please hit the like. Hey, Josie. Hey, Bambi. He said the same thing about me when I had a disagreement with him. Who did? Bambi? Filled in the same bin as Lefty. Okay, Dell. Oi, Savaloy, Josie from Deptford. Hope you're good. You pushed the girl. You all right, man. You work and entitled to it. But yeah, I mean, it isn't that. It's just there's something going on right now that I'm not even going to go there. I'll talk about it another time, maybe. I don't mind sharing stuff, but you know how people on here are, especially the haters. Hi, Zio Leso. Come stai? Mark wants to be an American so bad. Well, this is the thing. When I listened to him, at first I thought he was not non-biased. I thought he wasn't on either side. There wasn't a thing. I mean, turns out he really don't like anybody. And, I felt like he kept going on about FBS and money and pizza, Tony Pizza and money. Money. And then in the next breath, he would say, well, make sure you donate. Can you donate to, I'm thinking, well, you're doing the same thing. I thought it was hypocritical. And there's been, there's many things. Let me put it this way. There's been many things when I've watched his show that I've thought, hold up, wait a minute, that I wanted to talk about. But I didn't out of respect for him because I thought he was my friend. I wasn't going to talk shit about him. But, at the end of the day, there were many things that I thought, wait a minute, but he doesn't mind doing that to anybody else. And that was my issue, I don't dislike him. It's not that. It's that, I don't know. It's all he confuses me totally. You would think Dell, right? Dell's from England. You would think here's how I thought. Well, we're from the same place. We're kind of like-minded. You kind of get me. Certain things. Americans always don't, because sometimes things might come out too brash, or our sense of humor is different. Things like that. So I thought we had something in common as far as that. But turns out, I guess not. Hey, Joe Bananas. Yeah. Vinnie Green, the Love Machine. What is this with Vinnie Green, anyway? I remember him. Was he the guy that did put a picture up off the internet of a TV and crap? Is that who that is? I'm not sure. I remember him vaguely, but he keeps being brought up. He hasn't been on here for ever, as far as I recall. Do you? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just curious because I remember him vaguely. I remember that he was saying he was rich or something like that. Oh, Zio definitely has a singing voice. Yeah, he's the mob to Frank Sinatra. Oh no, wait a minute. Tony Pizza has that role. Zio is Tony Bennett. Oh, you spoke to Ray, Joe. I hope you're good. Yeah, I am. Thank you. Bambi said, and that was over a year ago. Who? I don't know who you're talking about, Bambi. I really don't. Anyway, so what I was getting to now is, and this is a little bit off topic, but I was scrolling through. You know how you're looking at YouTube and things come into your feed, and so because I was thinking about it's just all turned so nasty and ugly. What happened to the laughs? What happened to I mean, even though we were still going at each other, I think since certain people have entered this arena, they've brought it down to crap. It's just crap. You know what I mean? I think it's been brought down to that, literally, certain people. And oh, I know. I meant to mention Tony Silo. Now, again, I don't really have a problem with Tony Silo. My gripe with him, I've said it 50,000 times, was the he's told a few porky pies on here. Let's not lie, right? He's told a few porkies. He's been found out. Now, as far as the boxing side of it, I didn't really care about that. I just didn't like the hypocrisy as far as attacking women. We don't attack women. Blah blah blah. That's what annoyed me. But other than that, I'm not sitting there, losing sleep at night over him. You know what I mean? And I do think he's been caught out quite a bit from what I've seen. And now, that's what I wanted to talk about, the area code thing. Now, I'm not going to lie here. When I saw, MB had put up something saying she had got it wrong. It wasn't area codes. It was, no, wait a minute, sorry. It wasn't her kid's phone number. Wasn't phone numbers. It was area codes. Well, to me, that's an entirely different thing. I think, the kid's number thing was a more serious thing than the area codes. But at the same time, here's how I think about it. Area codes, phone numbers, socials, whatever it is. Why is he doing that anyway? Even with area codes, you can, some of these people are pretty smart on here. You can figure crap out. Why is he doing that anyway? And then people have put up so much to show that it was his channel. Because I did ask Grumpy that, are you sure it was him? Because you know how people make different things and whatever. So, and here's the thing. So much has been put up to show it was him that it's hard to say it's not. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I think MB apologized, did she? I think she did. If not, she should, because that was a different arena, putting kids' numbers in there and all that, as opposed to area codes. It has a different connotation, essentially. But at the end of the day, I've got too much on to be worrying about Tony Silo. He's a bit of a pork pie merchant, but hey. Anyway, so what I was getting to, I was saying about hang on. Let me put some of these. I'm trying to talk and put comments as well. Can mods put comments up? I don't know. You know, he should name his channel. Hey, stand-up guy, where is he? There's that stand-up guy. Let me find him. Hang on. Stand-up guy. Hold on 1 minute. So I've got something to show you here in a minute, stand-up guy. I think you're going to be like demented when you see it. Hold on 1 minute. Where is he? Yeah, does StreamYard show the comments before the freaking or am I behind? Let me see. Let's see. I'm trying to find you, stand-up guy. I don't see you. Where is he? Stand-up guy, just put like a comment for a second, would you? Hello, Chunky Chunko. Tommy, Joe Bananas. Where is a minute. I don't see him. Anyway, I guess I'll find him later. That's so weird. I see him on StreamYards, but I don't see him. Let's see, 11:14. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let me get on it. I'll look at it later. So, that's what I was getting to about, I was scrolling through my thing and, stuff comes in your feed. And so quite honestly, when I am watching YouTube, I watch other stuff now. I watch people that, where I used to kind of just strictly watch this, I've kind of veered out. Anyway, so there's this couple. Well, before I get into them, I guess what I'm trying to say is I went into a couple of different communities to see what they were doing. And what I found is it's the same all over, the exact same all over. I thought it was just really this community. No, virtually every community you go in, there's this type of crap going on. FBI, CPS, it's unbelievable. But I want to show you this girl first. Wait a minute. Now, this is one I came across. Now, her name's Anne Boleyn, right? And there are a lot right now of channels that hang on, okay, share screen. There are a lot of channels right now that hang on, let me see, where are we? Okay, here. Okay, so there are a lot of channels right now. Now, this is Anne Boleyn. And she's been on here several years. And basically what she does is eats. Okay. All right. I'll get back to him in a minute. All right. So, what's that? I will not stoop tonight. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway, so let me get to it. So this is Anne Boleyn, and basically she just sits and eats. Basically, we're watching her kill herself. Now, I'll play you a little bit of it so you get the gist of what I'm talking about. Okay.
I feel like I've reached a standstill. This was kind of a lot of food, yeah?
Yeah.
Like I said, there's still a whole bag. It's like a big bag of chips, and then a whole other one of these. We barely touched it. I think we were more infatuated.
Hundreds of records to update. How on earth are you going to do that?
Well, I have
One.
Oh, by the way, this has a little spice to it. So if you don't like spicy foods, definitely don't go for it. I was going to do my makeup. Quicker than the average person. And that's why they told me another thing that could be causing my binge eating is like, I do not snack during the day at all. And they said by eating so little in the beginning of the day is where you get super hungry at the end of the day.
May not be joined together lawfully. Let him now speak, or else hereafter forever hold his peace. To the two persons, that's Kelvin and Sylvia, as you shall answer in the day of judgment, When all the secrets of men's heart.
Are you stuck in a job that undervalues you? A job that pays you peanuts? I'm here to introduce to you.
It was shot. You help her to.
Okay, so let me move that. Okay, so I don't know if you heard me before, but what happened is she's from Ohio, I want to say, and they were Amish, and they got booted from the community, and they ended up in Kenya, East Africa, with a Mennonite group, and they were there kind of as missionaries, and that's where she met Corey, who the father wasn't so thrilled at first, and they sent her back to America and told her that if she still feels the same way in a year, then he'll let them get married. And that's what happened. She said it was a year from hell, but they stayed together. Now, what they do, she lives in Kenya now with him. If you hear her speak, she sounds African because she's been there that long. But what they do is, you know, they haven't got a lot themselves, but they help everybody. I mean, they're the sweetest, nicest couple you could ever wish to meet. And so their channel, let me see. They have 57.8k subscribers. And what they do like a day in their lives, right? And 1,800 comments. How many likes here? 10k likes. You know, and this is just on this one video. All their videos are like that. And they're just doing like simple things. Well, what happened is, I was scrolling through one day, and whenever you see Corey, he's got this beautiful smile. He's always smiling, beautiful white teeth, always happy, very godly. They're always trying to do stuff for people. And as I scrolled through, I saw one that said, "I'm getting off YouTube." And it looked like he'd been crying. So I thought, what the hell happened here? Because, you know, as I watched a couple of their shows, I started kind of watching more. I got a little hooked on it. And I looked at it and I thought, what? Oh my gosh, what's going on? So I clicked on it. And what had happened is his wife was out of town, and they have a little dog called Zuri. I don't know what type of dog it is. It's not a Pomeranian. It's bigger than that. But it's kind of fluffy looking thing. They did say the name of it, but I forget. Anyway, its name's Zuri. So he decided to take Zuri for a walk. And he said he was going to walk into town. It was 5 kilometers to the town and 5 kilometers back. So it's 10 kilometers. And people got, he had so much hate written on there, you know, that it made him cry. He literally said, people think I'm a bad man. And he said what it is was, you know, Zuri's used to being in the house all the time. It's mainly a house dog. He said we take her out around our little apartment building and whatever. He said, but she doesn't get much exercise. He said, so I thought a walk to town would be good for her. He said, you know, he took water. They stopped and rested 15, 20 minutes on the way. When they got to town, he fed her, gave her water. On the way back, they rested and whatever. But if you'd have seen the hatred they got for that dog walk, it just amazes me, because, you know, and it just shows you could be freaking the Archangel Gabriel on here and they're going to find something wrong with you. You know, people are so hateful. I felt so bad for him. You know, in the end, he didn't get off. This is how they make their money. What people do, they donate. And let's say his mother's dining room, she had no chairs. So somebody donated money to buy the mother chairs. And he says it. He said, oh, you know, thank you, so-and-so, you donated the money for the chairs. They show you him going to the store, buying the chairs, putting them in her house, showing the mother's reaction, because chairs to her, you know, she hadn't had chairs for years. So, you know, I just think it's so hateful on here, isn't it? Good God. Let's get back to having a little fun. Somebody. The only one I'm laughing at right now is Grumpy. You know, it's all gloom and doom everywhere else. You know, maybe, I don't know, MRE. I never laughed so hard as, I think it was Name That Rat. You've done a few little quiz shows. I mean, somebody do something, make us laugh, you know, for crying out loud. Anyway, listen, so that's it. That's really all I have to say. I just wanted to clear those things up. You know, people literally just say crap on here. They do. Or assume without knowing stuff, or you know what I mean? That's just the norm. And I guess that goes with the territory. And poor old Corey there, you know, that was his first time getting like the vitriol. Amber Lynn there has 10 channels devoted to her. Every time she gets on there eating like that, they're piggybacking off of her. It's amazing to me. Anyway, I'm going to get going. So thank you all for coming. And I'll see you all later. Okay, bye-bye.